In this video, we will look at how to set up and use the Materials module. Your material list will help you invoice your customers faster and easier than ever before. The Materials module consists of materials, time, kit sets, import, database, margin control, and options. We suggest before adding or removing or updating any material items that you do a backup first. To back up your database, go to Database, then click Backup. You can have up to 3 historical backups. First, we will look at margin control. With margin control, we can set your preferred margins and automatically update your sell prices whenever your buy prices change. We will enable margin control. Now we can set our default margins. This will update every item in your material database to match these margins. You can set a minimum and maximum for each of your sell prices. To have an exact margin, set both the minimum and maximum to the same value. Once we have enabled margin controls and set the defaults, we can now do margin control per supplier and/or per material item. To set up a different margin control for a particular supplier, please select Add Supplier Margin. Then, select the supplier. Now, we set the desired margins. Any item added to that supplier will have the margin control as per the rules set. To add individual stock margin, you can select Add Individual Stock Margin. Or this can be done in the item from the materials list. We will list out all the margin control rules so we can edit them as required. We can also delete rules you no longer require. You can also disable margin controls in Options. Now we will look at Materials. To add a material item, click Add Materials. This window will allow you to fill out all the details required for this item. First, choose a supplier. This will help later should you stop using a certain supplier or wish to update pricing for this supplier only. Second, add supplier code to allow for quick ordering from purchase orders and ensure when price books get updated, the correct item is updated. Add a customer-friendly description and then your own code should you require it. Select your Xero sales account and purchase account for Xero users only. You can add a buy price. You can add multiple sell prices. We can customize the names later in Options. You will also show your current margins for this item. Enabling the lock will prevent the price from being updated when you import new price books or update buy prices. Because we have enabled margin control, we have the margin control option for this item. We can see these are currently set to the default margin, as we set up in the previous step. However, we can edit margin control. This will allow for customizing the margin control for this item only, and create a new rule to be added in the margin control section. Excluding an item from the stock usage report will mean the item will not show when you run the restocking report in the Reports module. Excluding items from the app means they can't be viewed or added to jobs in the app, but will still appear in the server end. Including width and height fields will allow you to build this item based on measurements. You can also include the item on every new job and a quantity. You can also upload an image to any material item. Now we click Save and Exit. This will save the item to your material database. Next, we will look at how to show or hide items from the app, or batch delete items. You can see an item is displaying on the app by the green circle. When this is grey, the item isn't displaying on the app. You can quickly add or remove items from the app view by ticking the box, then clicking on the App button above. You can use this same process to delete items should you wish to delete multiple items at once. You can use the search bar to quickly find an item in your database. Next, we will look at the Time section. Time section is much like the Materials, but there are a few differences. Let's add some time items. First, click Add Time. We can then add an item code and description. All the time added in the app will appear on that field worker's timesheet. However, they can change the worker in the app to add time for a different worker. Select your Xero sales account and purchase account for Xero users only. Buy and sell are the same as Materials. Next, we can select if it's normal, after hours, or call out. These titles can be changed to suit your business in the Options section. This again will appear in the field worker's timesheet as per the options selected here. This ensures the worker gets paid for overtime, etc. Next, we click Save and Exit. This will save the item to your time database. Now we will look at kit sets. This section is used to create standard pricing for maintenance or similar jobs. With kit sets, you can make them contain a few or a lot of time and/or material items. Let's make a new kit set. First, we add the kit set description, then the unique ID. We can now add our own code. Select the Xero sales account for Xero users only. You can then add time and material to any kit set. These are the items that make up the kit set. If you require, you can manually adjust the price at the bottom. When you update pricing on any item in the kit set will then automatically update the sell or buy price accordingly. If you select the Manually Adjusted Prices, the price will remain the same even when individual items are updated. Once finished, we click Save and Exit. This will save this kit set to your kit set database. Now we will look at Import. First, check the CSV format is correct from your supplier. The fields we require are 1. Supplier code 2. Description of the item 3. Manufacturer's code. However, this is not mandatory. 4. Net price, which is your buy price. And lastly, the list price, or your retail. There is a link to email these specifications to your supplier, if required. Once we have the CSV file in the correct format, you can then select the supplier to load the price book against. Loading a price book against a certain supplier will allow you to update the price book for each supplier should it be required, and we can also price check items when associating cost in the supplier's inbox. Select the file from your computer to import. Next, we will need to field match. This only needs to be done once, and iTrade will remember the matchings. This is telling iTrade which columns in the CSV are placed in which section. First, click the drop-down list and select the supplier code. We repeat this process till we have all items matched. Please note, My Code and Cell 1 are optional. If the supplier sell price is not included in the CSV, our margin control will populate the sell price as per your setting in margin control. Then we select if we would like to import all items or update existing pricing only. Updating existing will only update items you currently have and will not add any new items. We can then choose to hide all items from the app. Click Import. This will import that CSV file to your material database against that supplier. Should you require any assistance, just email us on support@itrade.net. We will be more than willing to help with this. Next, we will look at Database. This is where we can remove price books from certain suppliers, back up our current price books, export price books in CSV format, and restore price books. First, we will back up the data we have just imported. Simply click Backup. We will then confirm this request. Please note, we allow you to retain 3 chronological backups. Newer ones will override your oldest ones. Next, you can restore from one of your backups. Should you ever require data to be restored, click Restore and select the backup data you would like to restore. Please note that this will override any current data in your price books. Next, you can export your database by clicking Export. This will download a CSV format of your current materials database. You can also delete data should you ever need to remove a supplier from your books. You can see that when we select Delete, we can delete per supplier. This is why when we load a price book, we always allocate to a supplier. Please note, backups, restores, exporting, and deleting excludes time items. Lastly, we will look at Options. In this section, we can update Cell 1, Cell 2, Cell 3. These may be called anything you like. Examples are Retail, Trade, 30% margin, etc. Once you have finished, we click Save. This concludes our Materials module. Check out our other videos to learn more about all the modules in iTrade. If you require any assistance, please email support@itrade.net. Our email support is always free. We are always more than happy to help.